time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coming In Hot. Brent Wallace alongside Jason York. Radek Bonk, one of the OGs of the Ottawa Senators, will join us shortly. As it's episode, Yorkie, 300 of Coming In Hot.
Wow, look at us. Hey, we're growing up right in front of everybody's eyes. Quick bone to pick before we start off the big show here with Radek Bonk. Not cranky. I'm like, how does Eric, producer Eric, do I call him producer Eric? He's more like creative arts department Eric. Very helpful for our show. He doesn't know who Radek Bonk is.
He was less informed. So I said, hey, Radek Bonk's on the show tomorrow. And he was like, who? And I said, Oliver Bonk's dad. And he's like, oh, yeah, that guy on Team Canada.
That guy.
I'm like, the guy was one of the greatest Senator players of all time. And you're like, yeah. Anyway. So Eric's upset with us. We'll get to Radek in one sec. It's nice to see you. We got the Sens back in action again, finally, as they take on the Seattle Kraken out west. Lots to discuss. And today, by the way, Charlie will be by later in the show.
Hardest working dog in hockey. She's working. She's loving it. It's like when I put down the emblems now on the floor, she knows it's time to get to work. Like she's like, let's get this done. Come on, let's go. Cookie time. She was quick today with her decision. So we'll see. She's on a roll right now. She's been picking winners.
I'd just like to know if she's just toying with us is what I would like to know, though. Like, does she know the Sens logo already? It's like, oh, I'm going to that.
No, I think, if you watch the videos closely, I give her a breakdown quickly. We go over what's going on. We talked about Joey Decord. We talked about the facts are laid out, and she does what she does. She's very wise dog.
All right, Radek is waiting, so let's get to him in one quick sec. Don't forget, today is Hot for the Holidays. It continues. It is day number 10. More Sens tickets up for grabs. Of course, as always, brought to you by Gabriel's Pizza, who have a gift card as well as part of the prize package. This show is proudly presented to you by Charm Diamond Centers and its sister brands with over 85 locations across the country since 1972. Get custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece program and an unbeatable pricing policy. Check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds, mine diamonds, and don't pay until 2025 with their instant in-store financing on approved credit. Also, they have generously donated a gift card to our Hot for the Holidays, which I think is tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. It might even be today. I can't keep it straight. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. All right. Without further ado, he is 5th in games played, 6th in points, 8th in goals, and a whole bunch of other points or totals among the Ottawa Senators in his history. But everybody knows him as Ollie's dad. Radek Bonk, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you again.
Did you hear that, Bonkie?
I'm totally fine being Oliver's dad. Like, seriously, yeah.
You're good with that. You're in a good place in your life right now, eh, Bonkie? Like you're.
I'm okay. I'm okay. It's been good. It's the kids are growing up and making us happy. So it's a good retirement.
Walk me through what goes on in a normal day in the life of Radek Bonk. Walk me through a day.
Oh, so many things, Yorkie. Well, we actually just got a puppy a month ago, so that's my main distraction all day long. So
what'd you get? What kind of dog?
We got a little mini golden doodle.
Oh, Bonkie, welcome to the Doodle Club, man. I got a golden doodle.
Yeah,
They're the best.
Finally caved in, and now I'm the one taking care of it all day long. So the kids were excited for a couple of days, and then but I'm having fun, training a little puppy and just taking care of it. It's a little joy in my life right now.
Are you speaking to the dog in both English and Czech?
No, English only. We don't want to confuse it. For now, I might teach him Czech after, but the first language, it's English. Everybody, at home speaks it, so it's just going to be easier going with English.
So did your kids tell you like, hey, we need a dog. We'll take care of the dog. We'll walk the dog, do all that?
All the
So my daughter gave me a PowerPoint presentation of how she would walk the dog, feed the dog, take care of the dog. We got the dog, never heard from her again.
Yeah, it's you know what? I always knew we had dogs before, so I always knew that I won't get it until I'm ready to get it.
Yeah.
So it worked out as I thought, and yeah, the kids are good. They come home from school, they play with her, and all that. But most of the day, it's But then, hey, I'm her favorite person, so that makes me feel good.
What's your dog's name?
Yeah, what's the name?
It's a little girl. Her name is Ruby.
Ruby Tuesday. Is the dog in the bed yet at night, Bonkie?
No. Strict. I'm very strict policy. No. You know what? We have a nap. We have a nap on the couch every day, and a little afternoon for her. Of course, I'm doing it for her. But she's a crate train during night, and 11 to 7. That's where she's in her crate, and she doesn't make a sound. She waits for me to get up at 7 and get on with our day.
Nice.
Wow,
nice.
It's like when Haas played on your wing. Same thing.
You still talk to Haas? When's the last time you talked to Marion?
You know what? It's been a long time. He's I think he's overseas and kind of lose track. It's a shame, but you know what? I would love to see him. Obviously, if he ever comes back here, I would love to see him. But don't talk to him as much as I would like to.
I ran into Marty Havlat a couple times now because Marty's down in Boca Raton, and I know Czech guys are very with their kids. They're not, your guys aren't hard on them, but it's black and white, right? Marty's got 2 daughters that are great tennis players, but boy, if things don't go well on the tennis court, Marty ain't happy.
I think that's the culture we grew up in, right? Our parents were black and white with us. There was no, I wouldn't say rules, but you knew what you could do, what you couldn't do, and there wasn't any confusion. And me growing up in a communist country, it was really strict. Like the schools, the teachers were, I wouldn't say gods, but like there's no way ever you could talk back to the teachers, right? You got to whip across your fingers or whatever. It was a communist country. It was growing up. It was fun, but at school it was very strict.
Well,
Did you ever get in trouble?
Yeah, did you ever get in trouble?
You know what? Not big trouble, but you're not paying attention in school. You talk to somebody, so they always. We had a teacher. She taught the Russian language, and if you weren't paying attention, she gave you choices like you want to note your parents or whip across the fingers. So you put the fingers up, and I take the whip every time because if I bring a note to my parents that I wasn't paying attention, that would be even worse.
So fingers across. Can you imagine that going on in Canada with all the soft kids? Here you go.
But you know what? Everybody knew the rules. It wasn't like, oh, I didn't know I was gonna. You knew if you weren't paying attention that that's the chance you were taking. But it's it wasn't as bad, I guess.
All right, let's move on. I'm shocked that you're not somehow hiding in the woods at CFB Petawawa trying to get a glimpse of Oliver on the ice here with Team Canada.
Nope. Didn't even cross my mind. I know they're doing their stuff to get ready. Bonkie did send us a couple pictures of them, dressed up as soldiers yesterday, and looks like they're. I'm sure they're training hard, but looks like they're also doing some cool stuff with the Canadian Army. So it's a little bit jealous.
Okay, what's it like being a dad with your kid on the World Junior team, but being like a former NHL player who's played for his country, you represented the Czech Republic, of just being at that high level of seeing what it takes to get there? What's it like for you?
I don't know. Like I don't think of myself as a hockey player anymore. Like now I'm dad. you want your kids to succeed, and you're happy when they're doing well, and you try to guide them a little bit. But it's on the end of the day, it's all up to them if they want it or don't want it, right? And
Yeah.
obviously, Oliver always had that drive. When you could tell that if you nudge him in the right directions and help him a little bit, his hard work will take over. And I'm happy. Obviously, it's going to be a great tournament. I'm so pumped. Like last year was great going to Sweden, but you always had an eye. Oh, next year it's in Ottawa, and like I live, in Canada, 10 minutes from the ring, and the boys are staying in the Brook Street Hotel, and it's gonna be blast, and everybody around the city is excited. Everybody you talk to, buddies, they have tickets, and everybody's pumped. So it's gonna be a great tourney.
Bonkie, you just said something about little Bonkie, about Oliver, and you've been involved in minor hockey, and everybody always wonders what it takes. If everybody thinks if you just put your kids on the ice all the time, they'll be good, and if you do this, the 10,000-hour rule and all those things, but it's got to come from within, right? Like the kids have to. You can put your kid on the ice all the time, but if the kid is not out there giving 100% and is happy to be doing it, it's not going to work.
It's you got to be careful. You want to put them in skating, stick handling, and now the kids. When we were growing up, we didn't have a skating coach, we didn't have shooting coach, we didn't have stick handling coach, right? We had one coach, and for me, in my first 8 years, that was my dad, and he never played hockey. He knew a lot about hockey, but he never played. Like he was a horrible skater. Like it's not like he was out there working on the edges, but he knew everything. Like my dad is a sport addict, and he knows everything about every sport. Like, he watches soccer, and he knows what's going on, and he watches volleyball, he watches basketball, and he just never played hockey. But you know what? He always pushed me in the hard work, and kind of like. And now you have kids, they have coaches, and good for them, but you got to be careful not to overdo it either, because we did, when I was coaching boys, all these age coming up, and we had some kids that came to practice and they were exhausted because they already spent 2 hours on the ice, and then when the real practice comes, then they're not interested, but they're overworked, and so you got to be careful what do you do when you do it. Give him, and I'm a big believer, give him a big rest in the summer. I know a lot of kids like to play spring hockey, and Oliver did too, but we never did like, a lot, couple tournaments, couple, but he always had at least, 3 months off. And I find that if you do that, the kids are hungry when September comes around, they're excited to go back on the ice. And I'm a firm believer in that.
It's funny. My mom was similar to your dad, Bonkie. Didn't play hockey or anything like that, but she was the same. She was the one with the work ethic, but said something too. Like she goes, when you come around in September, you want to be excited to put your skates on. Like you want to be, hey, I'm putting my skates on, and be like happy you're going to play hockey again.
Yeah, but exactly. And when you do it all year round, you know what, for 5-6 years you might be fine with that, but then it'll become like it's not special anymore, right? And it was easier for me growing up in Czech because in late April the ice was done, and everybody's like, okay, I guess I'll play soccer now or tennis or whatever, and see you in I think our ice started like early maybe August, so you didn't even have choice to go back on the ice, which was great because you did play a lot of different sports.
I want to get back to Oliver for a sec, if I can. You don't coach anymore, by the way, do you? Or do you? Are you back into coaching at all?
Oh yeah, I'm coaching Canada Rangers U18 A team girls. So it's nice. It's been Brent Joel.
Yeah, obviously
not with us anymore. Great guy. I always saw him around the ring, and I coach boys. He coached girls. And I was kind of say, oh, you're still coaching girls? He's go, Bonkie, you gotta coach girls. It's way better than boys, and it's third year. It's been awesome. A lot of fun, especially now the girls are older. they're you can talk to them. They're almost no grown-ups, but almost right. So they listen better than the boys do.
Right? It's 100%. It's 100%.
So true.
Bonkie, my dad coached girls hockey this was going back to the mid 80s when my sister played, and I used to go on the ice for the practices with the team when I was little. And he always said that the girls are way better listeners. It's like there's always a couple little boys on teams. They don't listen. They're shooting pucks. They're being idiots. But the girls, they want to get better. They listen.
It used to be a couple guys. Now it's I find that they cannot keep concentration for more than 10 seconds. And you're explaining a drill on the board, and you look around, and the 3 guys are talking, 4 guys are watching something else. They're like, anyway, coaching girls, having a lot of fun with it.
Back to Oliver. What's it like for him to represent Canada and to play 2 times on the World Junior team, which is not very common?
It's last year it was I wouldn't say surprised, but when he got invited, in Canada there's always a lot of defensemen, and every position stacked. So you kind of were hoping last year, and when he made the team, I was very excited. And trip to Sweden was awesome. Watching him play was great. Obviously, they didn't get the result they wanted, and right after that, Oliver's goal was, okay, we gotta get this right, and I want to make the team next year and play in Ottawa and get it right, because losing quarterfinals, it's never good enough for Canada. So that was his goal. Set his eyes on the World Championship in Ottawa, and we did. He said, I'm going to do everything to be on that team, and here we are a year later, and he's back for it, another crack. So it's going to be great, Tony.
I want to just quickly touch on it because I'm curious if he thought about maybe not playing on the team, only because of all the social media anger that was directed toward him unfairly, right? And for people that don't know, the winning goal went in off his stick inadvertently, right? And so were you shocked at what transpired over social media?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was absolute. And you know what? I don't mind if somebody says, "Oh, Oliver is a bad player." You can say that. That's your opinion. But some of the stuff, people like personal, and that's not okay. And I talked to Donnie Brennan the other day about it, and I got I actually got very emotional about it, because I remember how much hate. Like, that's not, you can't call somebody, didn't play well, it's not a good player, whatever. But the personal stuff, that's not. But you know what? Social media, right? Everybody's brave behind a keyboard, and there's no consequences, right? There's no consequences for you to say whatever the hell you want. So it is what it is. But never cross Oliver's mind, I don't want to play, because he wanted this. He wanted to make it right. I mean, no, make it right, but he wanted to be back and have another crack at it, because like I said, Canada, we expect to win, and he wants that chance.
Is it weird for you, for your kid to be playing for Canada when you grew up playing for the Czech Republic? Like, I know he was born here, but is it kind of weird for you?
Not really. Not. I would say weird. He started his hockey, first 5 years of hockey were back at home. I still played. So he played hockey back home. And then we moved here, and every World Championship, World Juniors on TV we watch, I always cheer for Czech. Sure. My wife's Canadian, she cheers for Canada. The kids are always all over the place. Obviously that changes completely with Oliver being in Team Canada now. Czech is my second favorite team, but if they play Canada, there's no chance I can cheer for them, right? So it's not weird at all. It's the way it happened, right? And I'm happy. It's how much this tournament means to fans and people here in Canada, and I'm just very happy and extremely proud of him that he made it.
How many people are calling you for tickets?
Oh no, I got that. I said, hey, guys, there's only limited tickets we're getting from Team Canada. So and my family, there's 6 of us. Ollie obviously doesn't need tickets, but there's only already 5 tickets I need just for the immediate family. So everybody's on their own. There's no I cannot pull the tickets out of anywhere. So everybody knows that, and you know what? Hopefully, everybody has a chance to see at least one of the Team Canada games.
It's going to be pretty cool though, Bonkie, because you played in this rink for a long time. You got some special memories here, and to watch your son skate out here on the same rink where you played, it's probably going to be a little emotional, and very cool for you, right?
100%. It was emotional in Sweden when I saw him for the first time.
Oh yeah.
For the first time, skate on the ice with Canadian jersey, and he played for he did Hlinka and he did the U17 challenge or whatever. So he was on Team Canada before. It's just this is the big one. This is the big tournament that every kid dreams about, right? And so first time I saw him, skating for the skate out for the warm up, I was like, holy, this is real. It got kind of real, and but this is going to be even crazier. It's like like you say to your kids, same ring, same locker room we used to sit in, right? I know it's way nicer now, but and their equipment manager is Cookies, the trainer, the equipment manager we had back in the day, right? So Cookie was there last year too. So you know what? It's it's a circle comes all the way around, and now I'm like. It's gonna be emotional, 100%. I don't think there's gonna be tears, but I'm gonna be, my heart's gonna be beating a little bit faster for sure.
Hey, let me ask you this, because, and this probably a lot of hockey parents would be wondering this too, because everybody talks to their kids, and especially when they're younger, you tell them stuff. Remember, my dad used to tell me a few things before the game. He used to play hard, play smart, and be tough. Do you have a little thing you say to little Bonkie before every game, or you just leave him alone?
You know what? We don't usually talk before. They, OHL. You know how it is. They might be on the bus. He must be sleeping. Well, what? We have this thing every day, game day. I just write him. Good luck tonight. Okay. That's the only thing on the game day. Sometimes we talk. Day after the game. Sometimes he, asks me. Let's go through the video, right? Like they have this Insta, what's called, their shifts. It's amazing that what they have now for to go back. So sometimes he asks me, "Can we go over the game and see here there where I could done better?" Which what, it makes me feel great that he still cares about my opinion. And I tell him here you could have done, and but on the other hand, also I tell them, hey, if anything contradicts what the coaches are telling you, you got to tell me. Because if I'm telling you jump up to play all the time, and your coaches are telling you, stay back, then I want you to tell me, hey, coaches wanted us to stay back, which some games do. I say, okay, well then you have to do what the coaches tell you, right? Because I don't want to. They're doing a great job in London. It's a great organization, so I don't want to say, make him play different way than they want him to play.
Bonkie, why do you, because your son's living through it, why do you think the London Knights, like, why do they develop way more players than everybody else? Like, what do you think their secret is?
I think, I don't know, like, if somebody knew, like, they would obviously copy it, but I think there's just a lot of work they put in, and they find players. They find players sometimes out of nowhere. Like Mark Hunter does a lot of driving and goes to see players. I think I talked to him last year. I think he tells me that he puts 100,000 kilometers on his truck, and he goes and sees players and talks to people about the players, right? Because for them, you gotta be good, but you have to have a character. It's not easy to play on that team because some kids cannot handle it because they are very strict and they tell you what they want. And if you don't do that, maybe you don't see as much ice, right? So they looking for good players, but also players that will fit into that system. And from there, they just, you can see it how much better every, not just Oliver, but every player. Like you come there first year, you're fourth line, you don't get much ice time. The second year you get bigger role, third year you get bigger role, and they just roll like that all the time. It seems like they never go through like this. Every team goes through the rebuilds where they're not good for a couple of years. It doesn't happen in London, and it's amazing. And they send kids to Junior B first year. Oliver did that. Easton Cowan did that. Logan Mayu did that, right? Other kids or other teams, they don't do that. And maybe now they do a little bit, but you know what? They said, we want you to play a lot. You would play here, but you wouldn't get a lot of minutes. They sent him to Junior B. Oliver played 30 minutes every game, right? Play power play, play PK, came back the year 2, and got a big role on the team already, and carried on. So amazing job they do there for sure. It's not, I don't think it's a obviously it's not accident that they're spitting out players, NHL players.
I want to ask you about the draft and seeing Oliver be drafted first round, just like his dad, but 22nd overall. You still have that to hang over him that you went 3rd overall. But what's it like to see him on stage and hanging with Gary Bettman and everybody else?
Yeah. We kind of knew where he was going to go, like that late, anywhere from 20 to 40. That's kind of like. But we kind of thought, anywhere between, end of the first round, like 20 to 32, whatever it is. So you knew which teams were a little bit, more interested than others. And, Philly was one of them. And when they came around and you heard this name, it was like, not a relief. It's just, everything, because the build-up, you can see it on the kids. It weighs in on them a lot, right? Because you can tell them 100 times, it doesn't matter where you go, you still have to develop and make it on the end. But, first round has something to it, right? Yeah, being 32nd overall or 33rd overall, it's for them, it's a big difference. But it's just a relief. It's over. Plus, we had a great night Wednesday night in Nashville after that. Didn't have to come back the next morning, so. I actually told Oliver, you better be drafted first round because I don't want to, be getting up at 8 o'clock the next morning, getting ready, putting the suit back on or whatever. So we had a great night after that. Nashville is a great city. We couldn't ask for a better city to have the draft in. We were there for 5 days, and it was just great. So some old friends and a couple of my teammates from Nashville were at the Tootsies, after the draft. So
of course they were.
He was great. It worked out perfectly.
Do you guys remember at the draft when Billy Guerin got up and spoke and his voice was hoarse and he thanked all the bartenders at Tootsies?
Yeah. He said, we want to thank the Tootsies for keeping our staff hydrated the whole week. They were there. They had the NHL awards there, so those teams were there even longer than we were, right? So,
oh my God,
you know what? It was great. I laughed my butt off on that one because it's Billy just said how it is. Everybody goes to Nashville and has fun because it is a fun town.
Yeah. We went there with our group of friends for a birthday, Bonkie, and I hadn't been in a long time. It is Nashville. Well, have you been to Nashville in a while? When's the last time you've been there?
2 years ago. Last year, when I dropped my kid off in Atlanta, we drove back through. Yeah,
but you didn't. Did you go out at night at all?
Oh yeah.
It's nuts. Like Bonkie, it is crazy now. Like they shut down Broadway. For anybody who hasn't been there, the main street, it's shut down because it's a circus. There's just 100 bachelorette parties going on. There's people on outdoor patios. There's live music in every single bar. It's just, it's the new country Vegas. I guess that's the best way to describe it. But but there's not a lot. You know what I find there too? You feel safe when you're there too. Like everyone's having a good time, but nobody's being an idiot.
Yeah, they closed off the Broadway there for for the draft too, and they had a the street was closed. They had a podium there. They had a live music. Just a blast. And we stayed in that hotel. I don't even know what hotel, but it's right next to the ring.
Oh, the Hilton.
Across. Yeah,
Hilton,
is it Hilton? Okay, so that's where we stayed. So you walk out, take 5 steps, and you're in the first country bar, and it was fun. That's
Legends is better. Legends is better than Tootsie's.
When I got traded to that, because we both played there. When I got traded there, I lived in that Hilton for 6 weeks. So after a game, you would come out and your house was downtown. Like basically for 6 weeks, I was on Broadway.
There's a big steakhouse there on the bottom. I don't know, Palms maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you just walked out, go for the steak, and then you go out for a couple beers. And Legends is a good bar. Like, don't worry, we hit them all. I think I hit them all on that.
I love it going there. All right, I want to ask what Radek Bonk, the guy that was drafted, would have said to Oliver Bonk that was taken in the first round. Like, did you give him any kind of words of wisdom, or just let it happen? Like, I look back at the pictures of you standing with Gary Bettman and Oliver standing with Gary Bettman, and it's almost like a full circle moment.
Hey, Bonkie, he said if you're not going in the first round, hands on the desk, hands on the desk, always.
The whip's coming out. No, it's you know what? No, you're just trying to stay calm, because if you're nervous and the kid is going to be nervous, but it was just relief after it was over. All that build up, all the combine, and all the all that stuff before the interviews, and it's just big relief. And look at me, you look so young, Jesus.
Now, why didn't Oliver have a mullet? It has a little bit of a
well, they actually, kids actually thought that whatever he is on, it is. I said, that's not a mullet. It's like, look at my draft picture. That's a real one. Like.
Do we? I don't know. Do we have it, Jake? I'm not sure if we have it, but yes, you had a serious mullet.
Yeah. Look at
this.
Go. This is a beauty. This is a beauty.
Look, have you seen the guy at the Sens rink, Mullet Man? I think
I did. One game I saw him. I haven't been to many games this year. I haven't been to any games, but I do watch it on TV. So I've seen him like. He is a good one. That's a good mullet, I have to say.
Yeah, it's not touching this one though, because yours is high and tight on the side. Like it's what do they say? Business on the side, party at the back.
No, party on top. No, sorry, all business on top, party in the back. Is that what it is?
Business at the sides.
Yeah. No. All right, let's
like it. We're just in awe just looking at that right now. Why did you what brought that on anyhow, Bonkie? Like what did you see? You know what? I'm going with this look. Like what? How did this happen?
Jaromir Jagr had it, right?
Yeah,
coming into the league, and obviously coming from Czech, he was player that I looked up to and always admired. So he had it, and people thought it was cool. So I thought maybe if I have it, people would think. And it was okay, but then when now you look at it, you're like, what the hell was I thinking?
Bonkie, we had Andreas Johansson on the pod a couple of weeks ago. Oh my God. He had some of the best Jaromir Jagr Pittsburgh Penguins stories from when he played for Kevin Constantine. I was laughing for half an hour straight. The stuff Jags pulled in Pittsburgh. I don't know if you heard some of those stories about remember Pittsburgh back in the day, right? They wore no shoulder pads, no helmets. Jags mullet was hanging out. They just did what they wanted. And then Constantine comes in. And oh boy, it was some good stuff.
I saw AJ. Sorry, I saw AJ last year. He's an agent, I believe, right? I saw him in Sweden at our hotel. I think he had a couple clients that played in the on a couple of the teams. So I did see him last year. Had a couple of beers with him in Sweden.
Do you know who his assistant is? Right? Do you know who's working with him in the agency? Andreas Dackel. Dax is an agent.
Is it? Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, the Swedes were such a great guys, were they, Yerky?
Oh my god.
We had some beauties, Alfie and AJ and Andreas Dackel, R2D2 and
Harvey. Don't forget Harvey,
yeah,
old Magnus.
Harvey the machine, the fittest man in hockey.
Still not sure. We're still not sure what language he was speaking because the Swedes made fun of him for his Swedish, and then the English he was speaking like I think it was his own language, eh? Like he called it Marv or something, whatever he spoke.
He was sitting next to me, and he played on my line. So you know what? You learn it. You learn it quickly. You got to. So I didn't have problem communicating with him, but he was a great guy too.
He was a hell of a player, eh? For people that old school players that played here, it's too bad he had those injuries because
he never. After that big one, he never was the same. I don't think he ever was the same, right? He never played with that kind. But he could skate like a wind. Jeez, he could just effortlessly, whatever that word is, just glide on the ice, just like
Sounds
that.
like Harvey.
Yeah. I'm switching to his language now. So
I'm speaking Marv.
Yeah, speaking Marv.
That for people who don't remember that injury that Magnus Arvidsson had, we were playing in Philadelphia and it was a line change. And Philadelphia's door for their bench was left open and he got hit. So picture the door is open. He got hit right on the pointy part of the door. And I remember Bonkie, he punctured one of his bowels, right? And he had to go right to
it was right on his belly, and like it
could have died.
Good. It was.
He lost 2 inches of his bowel.
It was crazy. He had to go right to emergency. They had to do a surgery, and it was
ugly.
He could have died.
It was ugly.
It was
I have a couple pictures I want to ask you about. One, I've never asked you about this photo with Ron Tugnutt. And to this day, I still don't understand.
Oh my God. Yeah. Why does people keep bringing this up? that was before or during training camp one year. And I had a motorcycle and Tiger was bugging me like, give me a ride. I was like, I didn't know somebody will take a picture. I think he's got the fanny pack on too. That's the funniest thing.
Yes.
He's got the jean shorts and fanny pack. They call it the bitch seat for a reason, Get on the bitch seat.
Are you a big motorcycle guy?
I'm sure Tiger's more embarrassed about this than I am.
He's embarrassed because he's got a fanny pack on, and
that wasn't good look. That wasn't good look even back then.
Do you still own a motorcycle?
You know what? I sold it because after Oliver and Kennedy, the first two were born, I didn't have time. But I did buy one again last year and rode a lot last year. This year, not so much. But you know what? I still have fun on it. Like, I don't go fast. I just sometimes you need to clear your head and you just go for a couple hour ride and we go to Gatineau's or through usually smaller roads where the traffic's not so bad. So I still get out there.
Well, Bonkie, I know you had your hip done recently. Here's a big question for you. When are you going to get back in the pickleball court? Because Wally has met Chris Stanton, the Duke. He's seen, and we've got some pickleball waiting for you. So have you been back on the court yet?
Yeah, I play. I go with the LeBrew, and I played with Stanton a little bit. We go to your fancy yacht club there, which you are a member. I think
he's been there.
I think Jill and I will actually join the club next year because I heard we're missing Wednesday nights pickleball or whatever. I think the girls play Wednesday, boys play whenever. It's a great game. I like it. I really like it. I painted a pickleball court during the COVID on my driveway because it fit perfectly, and we played it with kids during COVID pretty much every day. So I really enjoy the game, and when you get a good group together, same level guys, you can really get some really good games going. How's your pickleball skill, Yorkie?
It's better, Bonkie. I can move now. The knees are a little better now, so I'm getting around the court. We'll we'll have to get a game soon. Maybe we'll invite Wally too. Maybe we'll give this, but he's pretty bad. He needs a little bit of work. No, it's good. It's a great game, but no, I'm glad to hear the hip's doing well because I know you had that operated on.
It's fantastic. I haven't felt it since, right? Day 2 after surgery, the pain went away, and I haven't felt it since, and it's amazing. I don't know why I waited so long.
Yeah,
I probably should have had it done, a couple of years ago, but I'm glad I did it because it's a life changer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I wanted to ask you about playing. So the Sens are now into a playoff spot, and so quite possibly this could be a playoff year for this group. You played in the playoffs in Ottawa. I want you to tell me what the building is like when this team is rolling in a playoff game.
Oh, there's nothing like playoffs in any building, I think. But yeah, it's fans are going to be, I'm not going to say if, when we make it, the fans have been waiting for what, 7 years? Is it 7 years?
Yeah,
it's going to be electric. It's going to be awesome. It's going to, you know what? And I expect that for Team Canada, this upcoming World Juniors. I think the building is going to be electric. If the Sens, when the Sens make the playoffs, it's going to be insane.
Bonkie, you got a couple of texts from people here that they wanted to ask me a question just from Twitter. The guy named Ryan Allen, he said, Radek Bonk is definitely in my good guys club. So Bonkie, you're in the good guys club. Wally's still waiting to get in, but he said back in 2004. So, but I don't know if you remember the two. They were going back 2004 lockout. He said you broke his stick in a 2004 men's league game, and then you felt so bad after the game you gave him your stick. I don't know if you remember
that. I don't think I do, but you know what? If it's a slash and you break a stick, you kind of pretty much have to give him a stick, right? So I'm glad I did. Like, I wouldn't want to be in the bad guy club, So I'm good. He kept me in. Oh, that's anyway. I'm sorry about the stick, but if I gave you mine, then we're even.
Do you miss playing?
I do. I have to get back out there. But it's just like I'm retired, but somehow like I never have like time for some reason, or I choose not to have time. You know what? I've been invited to.
A dog.
Yeah, now I got a dog, so I don't have to play hockey. But I eventually I would love to go back out there. Especially with the alumni group. We have such a great bunch of guys, and it's always fun, right? You don't even come there for hockey; you just come there for the rips in the locker room and during the game. People are just ripping each other. Vanner with his stuff, and Bosch still calls me all the time, and the first thing he always says, Bonkie, whatever. How old is he now? 60 something.
Bosch is 60.
Bonkie,
61, 62.
Yeah, Bonkie, I'm 61 and I'm doing out there stuff the 61-year-old should not be doing, but I'm still, Bosch.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I love Bosch. He's a
64.
64.
Wow.
All right.
Oh, and by the way, you and Oliver are born on the same day, January 9th, right?
Yeah. I played back home at the lockout year, and came back here. Always was the plan. I told my team back home that when Oliver is going to be born, I want to be in Ottawa. So I left Czech. My team lost a bunch of games in a row and kind of fell off the playoff contention. So I stayed a little bit longer here, and luckily Oliver was 3 days late and arrived on my day. So I haven't celebrated my birthday since then. So
yeah, he took it.
Everybody calls Oli, oh, happy birthday to Oliver, and by the way, yeah, you too, buddy. But nobody. So I'm still 29 in my eyes because I haven't celebrated birthday since. But.
That's funny. Which uniform style would you prefer to play in? The one on the left or the one on the right?
You know what? I enjoy both. You know what? Because when you go to Europe, you expect being, all decked out, and the sponsors, you need the sponsors in Europe. Like they're huge, and if they need a spot on the jersey, then you got to make a spot. But it's kind of has a weird look to it. But it's when you see it, it goes with European hockey, so I don't mind it. I like the clean look of the NHL jerseys, and I know now they're putting more and more on, even helmets and stuff. I don't think it's ever going to get bad as Europe, but I don't mind either look.
Do you know what I found when I played in Switzerland? The ice, they had so many logos on the ice. Sometimes when you're carrying the puck, you'd lose it on the black part of the logo. Damn, where'd the puck? There it is. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, that happens. Happens a lot. Like some dark advertisements on the ice, and sometimes it's kind of hard to catch up. It goes through it, and then you lose it for a split second. But like I said, it goes with European hockey, so
Hey, Bonkie, do you remember somebody sent another message from a guy named back? They used to do this promo. Do you remember Honk for Bonk?
Oh yeah, I remember
that. Somebody brought that up. I'm like, I think I remember Honk for Bonk. Was that a thing?
I you know what? I don't even know when or how, but I remember Honk for Bonk for sure. Good old times.
Yeah.
Bonkie, I'm sure
maybe with Oliver we can bring it back to Ottawa for the World Juniors.
Honk for Bonk, eh? I like a little honk for old Bonkie.
Yeah, that's perfect. We'll start that as we speak now. I know you got to get Ruby out for her walk, so we don't want to keep you anymore, but appreciate you stopping by and hope all the best for obviously Oliver and the upcoming World Juniors.
Thanks, guys. You know what? Thanks for having me again. It's always blast with you too. So, you're the best. Bring me back sometime soon. No, it doesn't have to be soon, but not too long.
Next week.
I listen to you guys, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. And keep it going.
What happened?
Hopefully, see you guys soon. What's that,
Bonkie? What happened on? There was a big controversy on Twitter. I guess you blocked somebody and then you refollowed them last night. What was that?
Greg.
I don't know how that happened because I don't use it much. I always go to check out the news, and sports stuff mostly. Yeah. I don't even know how to block person. Right, so I don't know. I'm sorry, whoever I blocked, but I don't know.
Greg,
must have been some kind of accident because I'm not. I like Twitter. I go on it just to read through, and find out what's new, even back home and stuff. But I don't remember going at somebody and I don't have a reason why. I don't know. Did he write something bad about me or why did it?
No, he's. Gano Greg's actually fairly normal and does lots of fun stuff, cuts lots of great videos. So he never has other than being upset with the team sometimes, he's never really negative. So that one surprised me, which is why I texted you.
I wouldn't have a reason to block him, right? So I don't. Must have been an accident. I'm sorry. I wouldn't block anybody just for.
Okay. Bonkie's in the good guys club. He's not blocking guys.
Yeah. Just tell him I'm in the club, and accidents happen.
For a brief moment, I felt myself was important because I got you to unblock somebody. So that was a big deal for me.
Yeah, I had to put hard work into finding out how to unblock somebody, but I figured it out, so it's all good.
Appreciate it. Take care, Bonkie. We'll talk soon.
See you, Bonkie.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Radek Bonk, who sits fifth all-time in games played with the Ottawa Senators, sixth in points, eighth in goals, sixth in assists, seventh in game-winning goals in franchise history.
Hell of a player. Like for people that don't remember Radek Bonk, you talk about actually if you were looking at the current Ottawa Senators makeup of the roster, of something they could really use is to help them, a big, strong, solid two-way center iceman. That's Bonkie to a T. People forget how good this guy was. It started off with a high draft pick. The team wasn't very good, but when the team got good, Bonkie, even that line he played on Wally, when they had him, Marty Havlat, and Marian Hossa together, I think they played the power play together. They had some set plays you just couldn't stop because all three of those guys are big men, and all could, well, especially Havlat and Hossa, they could really skate. But Bonkie was just so smart defensively. He really niched out a nice role for himself as a solid, really solid two-way center iceman.
Yes, he did. That 01-02 team, which Jacques, I think, continues to say was probably arguably the best. 25 goals, 70 points. He thinks that team should have won the Stanley Cup. I think it is.
Yeah, they're good.
It was just, that time period was amazing to watch this group. All right, we got to get going here. We haven't even touched the Seattle game coming up. Let's
story time with Bonkie. So good though.
I know. Okay, let's get into Charlie's choice. So you start us off here.
All right. Here's what we got the video for Charlie. Oh,
no.
We're getting
we're getting to it. You have some work to do before we get there.
Oh, well, okay. All right. BEI. You need them if you want some equipment rentals, aggregate and topsoil sales, custom crushing and screening, hot mix paving. They're good at all of those things. So give them a call. You can reach them at 613-432-1120 or on the web at monisherexcavating.com. BEI, helping to shape the Ottawa Valley. And please remember to slow down in construction zones. And it's going to get cold here the next couple of days. So hopefully these roads don't get slippery with all this rain we're getting.
You always check the weather. I have no idea what the weather is. I just know last night it was beautiful. This show also proudly presented to you by Bet365, proud partner of Coming in Hot. Open an account today with Bet365. Bet on a huge range of markets. So whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use code NATION. Must be 19 years of age or older. Please play responsibly. Download the app today. And Yorkie, it's time for our picks.
All righty, let's go. Let's go.
The Sens aren't like they're okay on the road of late. They started this year, as you know, terribly on the road. They went 1-5 in the first 6, but since then they have turned things around. I think they're 5-2-1 perhaps in the last 7 games on the road. Yeah. It's a different team that's playing on the road. This is a huge road trip for them. We'll say it's a 4-game road trip because it gets broken up with Christmas.
Yeah.
Team's playing well. They do have to face the American, Canadian, Italian, and Joey Decord. As you know, that they were all joking about him, what team he could play for at the Four Nations and the Olympics. And anyway,
he's been really good.
So what is your choice today, Yorkie? Who are you selecting for the win?
I love the current mental makeup, the way the Senators are thinking, the way they're not getting ahead of themselves. Look at oh my goodness! Look at Charlie coming up the rear here at 6-2.
It's just embarrassing me at the moment. Yeah, but Charlie wasn't around for the early Sens of the season. There may be a different.
No. My God, she's a smart dog. I like how this team. They're winning, but they're kind of remaining calm. Like they're not getting too excited about it right now, Wally. And that's the key. Like just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. Don't look too far ahead. Don't worry that you got all these games coming up on the road and you're going to Seattle. A lot of guys will see this building for the first time, but I like Ottawa. I like the way they're approaching the games right now. And let's be honest too. I really like, who doesn't like what Linus Ullmark is doing right now? Like this guy's the best goalie in the league right now, the way he's playing. The numbers dictate it. Yep. The record of late for Ullmark dictates it. So on the back of Linus Ullmark and the play of Stützle and Batherson and Tkachuk, it's just so much to like about this team. So hopefully it's business as usual and they go into Seattle and start this road trip off in style. So I am taking the Ottawa Senators.
The last 2 wins have been by way of shutout for the Sens. Both of those, however, in Ottawa. They lost the last visit there. January 4th of this year, 4-1. They, however, versus the Seattle Kraken are 4-3 in their lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
I think Seattle's just an average hockey team. They haven't played great at home of late. I'll take the Ottawa Senators, and I also have taken Brady Tkachuk in my parlay with 2 shots on goal, an Ottawa victory. And I think it's Claude Giroux to get a point tonight.
Claude Giroux, I could see that. I like how Claude's playing lately. He's just quietly going about his business.
I think he scores tonight, to be honest.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting with that line because I know You know they're winning right now. I don't love that line.
No, I don't. It's not quick enough.
I don't. Yeah, for me, I want more speed, and nothing against Gaudette because I think he's had a really nice season. I would. How do you change a team that's winning right now? Okay, we need to change this. Well, no, because the team's winning. But if I was to do one little tinker, like I do with my fantasy football team, is I would maybe. But who do you put there if you want to? What do you do there, Wally, if you want to make a change and move things around? That's the magic question, right? That's what.
It's a great question, only because I think the answer is not in this group. I think you've got to somewhere. I wish they had someone in the minors right now. I don't know if Angus Crookshank is quick enough. I like his game. I don't know that he's or Cole Reinhardt. I don't know if he's quick enough to be in that spot.
So this is the predicament right now, and it's not really a predicament because the team's playing great. That fourth line for the Ottawa Senators with Ostapchuk, Greg, and Gregor are playing really well right now. Like they're doing a lot of good things out there on the ice. So it's nice to have a fourth line you can put out there. Ostapchuk is really reliable. Gregor looks really good. He's using his speed, and Greg just seems more comfortable in a bottom six role. It's just go out there and do your thing. And Pinto, Amadio, and Cousins have been. He could make a case they've been their most consistent line throughout this last 3-4 games, right? Like if you look at what they did, we might look back at that Carolina game potentially and say that could have been one of the most important games of the year. And that was the best line in that game. That kind of got things like Pinto was great, Amadio was great, Cousins, and then you look at Kachuk's line. Well, are you switching those guys? No,
no.
Those guys are playing like not the same style that the Sedins used to play, but almost like with that twin little Martian telepathy. They know the telepathic stuff. We used to joke about the Sedins when I played in Boston. Mark Savard, such a funny guy. We used to go play Vancouver, and Savvy would damn those Martians. He used to call the Sedin twins the Martians. He goes, the Martians, they don't even speak. They're just in each other's heads. They have this telepathic ability to know where they are. That's why they're Martians. So when you watch Brady's line, especially Norris and Batherson, they've got a little bit of the Martians in them. Like they kind of know where each other are all the time.
This is, by the way, the scoring for the last 10 games of the Ottawa Senators. You'll see Drake Batherson leads all scorers with 13 points, 5 goals. Drake and Josh have been very, very good together.
Wally, can we throw the lines back up there for a sec, Jake?
We still have to get to Charlie's pick of this, by the way.
We got lots of time. Yep. So that's it's not going to change. Because why would you change it? Who do you change?
And that's what they skated with yesterday. They're not skating this morning as they get ready for tonight.
Yeah. So it's not a problem. It's just if you're looking at one thing, it's boy, I'd like a little more speed on that right side because Stützle's just playing so well right now. Like he's all over the place. So, anyways.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how. I'm with you though. There needs to be some answer. We'll see. But. Yorkie, as long as Gaudette keeps scoring, do we just leave it alone?
My thing is, how much would Stützle be producing if there was something different there? I'll give you, I'd love to have, we don't have video right now, but I watch a lot of forechecks when Gaudette is what he is. He's got great hands. He's a great finisher. He's really smart. He's smart enough to go to the net. He knows where to go to score, how to produce. But there's times when I watch the forecheck where I'd say, boy, it'd be nicer to have someone there that's more physical, that's faster, that could complement the skill of those two guys in a different way.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in having a guy that can go out and kind of disrupt on the forecheck. Especially as a defenseman, he's coming, he's fast, he's gonna create a little more space for a guy like Stützle or Giroux. But I'm nitpicking here because it's that's what you do with a really good team that's playing really well. Say a team that's playing really well right now. It's like, okay, nitpick a little bit of what you would like in a perfect world. But hey, no team's perfect. No team in the NHL is perfect.
By the way, this is the first, like the last couple of days is the first time that I'm like, I don't think this team is giving up this playoff spot. And I know they've got this road trip of 14 of 18 games. I know on the road, these are tough games. This will obviously be the defining moment, but there's no team below them right now that I'm like, whoa, that team worries me. None. Like Philly, maybe, but I don't see it. We have the standings available, Jake.
The thing that scares me with the standings is the Rangers have shit the bed hard, and I would think that they're going to do some kind of change and they're going to get a bump out of it. And when they get the bump, the thing that's scary about the Rangers is they've got one of the best goaltenders on the planet, and we all know what really good goaltending can do for your team. It's a massive difference maker, and the Rangers have that, and they're sitting there in a spot. The team that I keep looking at that I think Ottawa could potentially catch is Boston. And then you don't have to worry about a Rangers team. And, potentially, who knows, if Ottawa keeps this up and they just keep one day at a time, I know it's boring, and just do what you do, play predictable, high percentage hockey, then, set your sights higher instead of being a wild card team. Look at that third spot in the Atlantic.
Okay, fair enough. But if they catch Boston, that means they've actually gone past Tampa too. So that's another spot for them available. So anyway, as of right now, I am bullish.
Are you?
The stock market opens, I am bullish on the Senators in a playoff spot. Yep. Yeah.
The market's been open for half
By the way, I have moved the panic button away from arm's reach, just so you know. So I feel like perhaps the glass case should go back over top.
Aren't you glad I talked you out of that when everybody
we
was
were close? It was like DEFCON 5 or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Don't say we. I was like the voice. I was the voice of reason. I'm like, hey, listen, this is not that bad. It's still okay. Don't worry about it. Let's see how things play out here before Christmas. You're like, no, get the panic button open. Come on.
It was close. All right.
Smash the case.
Listen, everybody's just waiting for Charlie. Let's just.
All right. Let's bring her in.
Here we go.
Bring Charlie in.
All right, Charlie, things are going to start getting a little bit tougher for the Ottawa Senators. They're heading out on the road tonight. It all starts in Seattle. They got 4 games before Christmas. They're playing the Kraken tonight. The Kraken hovering around 500, but they've got ex-Senator Joey Daccord. He's having a great season. Senators got Linus Ullmark. He's the best goalie in the NHL, as you know, right now. Statistically, he's heating up right now. So, question of the day, who is going to win tonight? Is it going to be Ottawa or Seattle?
No hesitation.
Well, she took those cookies, but she went to the Ottawa Senators first.
Yep.
Do you see how she waits? So, like, Charlie sits, takes it all in, takes in the info, makes her choice, and then she doesn't hesitate. There's zero hesitation. Like, she goes.
I know. She's very good. Like, I know she's asking for more financial assistance and more treats. I don't know that we can afford it, but she is become money.
Listen, I just 6-2. The record doesn't lie. She's on a heater right now. Charlie's not happy with me right now, though, Wally. We ordered because it's with the wet conditions here, especially the streets suck in Westboro. They don't plow them.
I've been down the streets. They're not
awful. Awful. Quit worrying about the bikes and plow the roads. I had to get her boots, so she's got the boots. The things are like little boots with suspenders that you put on. So, because if you put boots on a dog, she's going to kick them off. So
you don't put boots on her.
She's got it. She goes for an hour walk. Come on. If you don't do it, the dogs when they go for a walk, they'll lift up the back leg. You know that when the paw gets cold. And they won't walk. Then you got to go out and you got to rub the snow off the paw. Then they'll walk another 100 yards and the other foot will come up. Then you don't get your exercise. So she doesn't mind that. Like, once the boots are on, she's good. But no, they got the ones with the suspenders. You'll see. I'll get a picture when we go for a walk.
Okay. It's raining today. Hopefully Gertie just wants to stay home. Okay. Time for Hot for the Holidays. As it is brought to you, as always, by our good friends at Gabriel Pizza. delicious breakfasts, delicious donaires, and of course, they make delicious pies. Gabriel Pizza Perks is the loyalty and ordering app, so download it today. And it's the official pizza, by the way, of the National Hockey League's Ottawa Senators. Earn points with every purchase on the app and get access to exclusive deals with Gabriel Pizza Perks. Order online at the pizza app or at GabrielPizza.com. Don't forget, when Sens score 4 the next day, you download the Gabriel Pizza app and save 40% off any 9-inch pizza the following day for 24 hours. So Sens score 4. All right. It is now time at Yorkie for one of the greatest jingles ever assembled, and it is day 10 of the Gabriel Pizza Hot for the Holidays.
Ho, 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 ho.
Today is our $250 Charm gift card and a $50 Gabriel Pizza gift card. Thank you to our good friends at Charm, as well as always Gabriel Pizza. That's $300 we're just giving away, Yorkie, just because we're in the holiday spirit.
Just because, eh?
Yeah. So, great for Christmas time, by the way. I have to pick it up and I will get it to you. It is a physical gift card. So if you're hoping to have it before Christmas, we'll have to work that out quick. To enter, just go to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, like, tag, and follow Gabriel Pizza and use the Hot for the Holidays hashtag to enter. We will tell you tomorrow who the winner of that is. Plus tomorrow, more Sens tickets. And don't forget the Drake Batherson jersey is on Thursday. So, and quickly, day 9 winner, which was Sens tickets as well. Sens to the Caps, I think it's January 30th, plus a $50 Gabriel gift card to Kyle Waddell or Waddell. I'm going to go with Waddell. You, sir, are today's winner. We will get in touch with you and get you all set for that. So there
we go.
I think that's it. I do expect I expect this game today against Seattle to go extremely well, to be honest with you. I think it's a high-scoring affair.
You do, eh? Wow. With 2, you got Joey Decord, who's having a great season in Seattle, and Omar.
Listen, it's a 500 hockey team, Yorkie. They're 500.
Yeah, but the way this team wins, they got to play tight to the vets. I know Coach Dan Bylsma has he's a guy that prides himself on good defense. He was a defensive guy himself. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair.
But I just want to so they have 1 win in their last 3. They're 1-1-1, but they have 4 wins in like their last 10 games. It's not like they've been fantastic. They just gave up 5 to Tampa. They're just an average, right? Anyway, it's a winnable game. They should be winning it. Before we go, because we pick a lot on Eric. Eric has set the stage for tonight's game. Here is, well, you just look for yourselves. I can't even explain it.
Release the Kraken!
I don't know what he does sometimes. However, Travis Hamonic is going to score a goal tonight because of this.
I thought that was like Pirate Carlson there, because that looks like Carlson back in his Pirate years.
That mustache, that duster is only 1, and it belongs to Travis Hamonic.
It's Hamonic. All right.
He's going to take down the Kraken.
Yeah, you think so? Do you know the Kraken? Like, I know you're talking about them being an average team. Their goal differential, they're 96 and 96. They don't give up a lot, and they're an even hockey team. So it's going to be a tougher game than you think. These guys, they're quick, and it's tough to score on them. And they got a good goalie. So I'm predicting a low-scoring affair. It's going to be another tight one.
I will. Okay, I'm sticking with my prediction. Also, don't forget, last week before we make the draw, which is going to be on Monday, the 23rd, is time for you, if you want to win tickets to Canada and see Oliver Bonk and Team Canada take on Team Finland December 26th, Boxing Day. Just make a food donation to any food bank anywhere. Send us the receipt of the donation. We will enter you into a draw. Every $5 gets you one entry into the draw. We just got, by the way, the other day, a $1,200 donation to the food bank by one person.
Wow, that's fantastic.
We've done, people have done fantastic of making donations. So we will take care of that. We'll announce the winner on Monday. So please make your donations before Sunday. All right. With that, we are off to walk the dogs. See you tomorrow. But special guest tomorrow. We're working it all out. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. See everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.